Should the Chicago Bears re-sign Yannick Ngakoue, who, listen, what's going on back there?
Sorry.
Whoa.
Keep going.
Oh, wow. Should Chicago Bears re-sign Yannick Ngakoue, who...
Give me a running back.
Give me a running back. That's what Caleb's saying.
There we go.
Who, listen, did not have the season that we thought he was going to have as the number one edge rusher, but as the number two guy, maybe fits in a little bit better with this Chicago Bears team. Coming off of that ankle injury, might be able to get him a little bit more on the cheap coming into this season, maybe able to get him for that $7 million re-sign. I believe he was signed for about 10 last year.
10 mil one.
Yeah. 10 mil. Yeah, listen, you losing some millions for the ankle. Would that be a move that you'd like to see the Bears do to shore up that defensive line outside of Montez Sweat?
I mean, if I can get him at least 7 or 8, I think that's okay. You bring him in at 7 or 8, like you said, he already knows the system. Being there with Eberflus, he just got hurt. So you talking about he'll probably be ready to go. You talk about a fully healthy Montez Sweat, fully healthy Yannick. I mean, and listen, it's like I kept saying before, him with another dominant player on the other side of the football.
That's when we've seen him be at his best.
Yeah, that's when we've seen him be at his best. So I think it'll be a steal if they actually decide to do that. So I'm all for it.
It makes sense to bring him back. You don't have to necessarily do all that. Bring a new guy, get acclimated. My issue would be, like, how healthy is he going to be? Is he still going to at least the issue? He's the 9-sack, 8-sack guy. He played in
13 games last year. It's not like he missed like major time.
No, it's not that. It's just coming back. He got hurt at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And so will he be able to at least come back and still, be able to contribute? Because you signed him because he can at least get you 8 sacks a season, if not 9 or something like that. So
he's been upwards of 13 at times. He's been a dog on there.
Right, but the fact that by the time he got to us, it's a 1-year deal. Like, this is a Chase Young type situation. Like, it's a prove it situation.
I don't think here's the thing though. Broken ankle is different than like an ACL or a neck. Like, Achilles. Like, broken ankle is like, we got to put this bone back together. And for the most part, we figured out how to put bones back together.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, he's still 28. He's still 28.
That's the other thing. Still very young. Yeah, I mean, like, you could have a long-term dominant. I'd feel a lot better about the other side of your line. I'm not confident in DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker is an if.
But you know what? This might be the plan the whole time. We're going to re-sign Yannick, because we know he's going to come back. And we'll get him for 1 year or 2. They might give him a 2-year deal. You did all right. And then
I don't know about 2.
Well, he's 28.
Let's get him back on a 1.
Why but I think
ones going.
What did he do last year? How many sacks did he have?
4. Not a good year. It's his worst year of his career.
But it was also, he didn't do it.
There was nobody else.
He
on the
wasn't
team,
See, the problem is he's not the Montez Sweat type of guy.
No.
Once Sweat got there, other guys are starting to eat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was my whole thing when they first got him, because I was looking at his numbers before. I mean, you're talking about he's over there with DeForest Buckner. Now you're over there with he's been with DeForest Buckner. You've been with Baltimore. You've been all these places, but there have been other stars on that line with you. So he hasn't had to be the main guy. When he was the main guy, nobody else there. Now you get 4 sacks. Now Montez is there. Now you put him on the other side. Now you're talking about maybe you get 8, 9, possibly 10 sacks out of him, which I'm not mad at.
I think my thought process with it too is that this allows you to open up the opportunity to actually risk passing on one of those top guys in this draft. Right? Like, maybe you take a guy later and you actually trade back. You go, y'all know I'm big on Jackson Powers Johnson. Mm-hmm. You take Jackson Powers Johnson, you get your center of the future. And maybe in that second round, you're sitting there. Maybe then you address the edge a little bit, or maybe even wide receiver again. Mm-hmm. But having Yannick under contract here as the second guy, I think it affords you more opportunity to be able to go out there and address other positions, because at a minimum, he's a 2. He's a number 2 guy. Like, yes, he had a down year with us last year, but that is the anomaly. It is not the.
Yeah, he had 10 sacks in 2021, 9.5 in 2022. He's at 8
and
sacks.
More times than not on these teams being the number 1 guy. I think maybe when you get to the Colts, you talk about him not being the number 1 guy, but I say Vegas, right? When he gets to Vegas, he wasn't really the number 1 guy. But Minnesota and Baltimore. Yeah, him and Danielle Hunter were a problem.
He had 8 sacks.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of leading that way. Jacksonville, the entire time he was in Jacksonville, he's a problem on that defensive line.
Yeah,
Nah,
but I'm looking at his
right.
tackles, and he's a good player. He's not.
He's a pass rusher. He's a pure pass rusher.
That's all he is. He's actually kind of small, 6'2", 246.
Yeah. He's a pure pass rusher.
Yeah, that's a linebacker size. But I mean, it's if you can get him on, a team friendly deal. He's already has familiarity. I would think he would want to stay here because the team is improving in general.
Yeah, this is the best team you're going to be on in a while.
Or Zach Pickens is stepping up. Is Zach Pickens taking that leap to be the other defensive end that they drafted?
But I think that's the other side of this that if you want to see Zach Pickens step up, guess what? Be the guy that's able to get pressure on the quarterback and tackle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think that is you're afforded that opportunity because of how the Bears do things, right? Like it's a platoon swap. Even if you re-sign Yannick, and go out there and have him as the starting edge, you can put DeMarcus Walker on the interior next to Andrew Billings and Montez Sweat, and then you can have a second line that has Zach Pickens, that has Javon Dexter, that has, like they do freaking hockey lineups out there with how they run these guys, and so I think that you're afforded a little bit more opportunity in that way that this Bears team would be able to still get some good use out of all of the guys that you have out there.
Well, either way, we'll know. Who knows? I mean, it just depends on what they do at 9, and then what they do with that third round pick. I mean, they might trade, they might do something like it's very feasible that they can move from 9 to something and pick up an extra pick along the way. They might package that 2025 draft pick because you know what? It's time to go ahead. We're building this squad now. I'd rather us really be able to compete now, and then by next year, because if they, let's just say they win and they're in the playoffs and now you're talking about getting like the 20th pick. After that, you're just adding to the team.
Yeah.
So you might as well just build what you can at this point in time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see kind of what this Bears team does in the draft, because I think you're right. I think that if you're talking about going out and getting Caleb, why wouldn't you go out and get the best players that you can right now?
Right.
There's a loaded draft coming ahead of you, and if we're being honest, that Panthers pick to me is up for grabs. The second one, the second round pick next year, that pick is up for grabs. Yeah. Who wants it?
You're throwing that in there.
Oh man, I need a second round pick bad this year. I'm throwing the Panthers pick and maybe a 4th.
Yeah.
I need some dogs at the top of this draft. Plus, I don't want to watch day 3 of the draft. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that just we'll be at a restaurant and it just shows up on the ticker.
Let's get the rest of this thing done. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll say this: we're doing the War Room on was it March 28th?
Yeah.
March 28th, we're doing the War Room. Ryan Post really making our job a lot easier on this War Room, dog. We're running out of picks.
Real quick. 4 picks.
We got 4 picks to do. We came into this with we have 6 picks at first, and now we got 4 picks.
So we're only doing 4.
Well, we're going to discuss it as a team. We're going to talk about some of the draft picks that are available. We'll use one of the simulators, maybe run a couple of them. But one of the simulators to see, okay, if we trade back here, what do we have available to us to go out and do that? So we're gonna make some. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do that fully on the YouTube side as well, so everybody will be able to tune in with us on that as well. But nah, man, I'm definitely excited for this War Room because I think that's gonna be. I just to get Jordan in here and just be like, but what if we sign another running back? What if I got money available? Hear me out.
Hear me out.
No, you know what Jordan gonna be on. So, boys, what if we trade back this pick? Might I sell you on JJ McCarthy?
No, we're gonna do what Ringo said. No, what we gotta do is we're gonna trade from 9 to 10.
Bro,
then we gonna get Joe Owens.
Nope. You said trade from 9 to 10. And then we taking a running back.
He said Joe Owens.
I need to clear this up.
And take Joe Owens.
I need to clear this up. Bro.
So he drops to 10.
I was joking.
Fell out of the draft.
I was joking.
No, you weren't, Ringo. Ringo, you was in the camera like.
I said, bro, I was. Yo,
I'm tired.
No, I was dog. Up until that point, I literally said I'm like Jackson Powell Johnson the whole time. I was
Thank
so
you,
tired. I
Jordan.
was like, hey.
No, Jordan, you said
Hey, he
all the
definitely
10
said he's getting a running back
and
in
the
the
running
second
back in
round.
the second round. You said that.
You said the running back from Notre Dame, didn't you?
Nah, it was a running back from Florida State.
Gross.
It was, it was running back from Florida State. I said it.
Man, listen.
I said it. Dog. Come on now.
Hey, Jordan
Hey.
said, you're getting me angry again. Hey, we getting beige rage from the comments. Yeah, I mean,
You're getting me angry.
You wouldn't like it when I'm
You
angry.
wouldn't like
You
me
wouldn't
when I'm
like it
angry.
when I'm angry.